Bible, cross, or Quran?
Bible. I, Lieutenant Colonel Kwesi Ware Peprah,
Do swear the Almighty God
do swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give to this committee
that the evidence I shall give to this committee
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
nothing but the truth.
nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you, officer. Commander, ordinarily by court procedure, if we're going by it, we may not have been able to call you because you are a witness who was also in court already. But this is not a court, it's a committee of inquiry. So it's possible to call you in even though you were sitting inside the room. So just for clarity's sake, we are grateful that you are here to give us some information. Please, can you give your full name again to the committee?
I am Lieutenant Colonel Kwesi Ware Peprah.
Kwesi Ware.
Ware.
Thank you. Please, can you tell the committee?
Hold on. Sir, you can take off your hat. Yes. Yeah, it is only in court martial that you will not be allowed to take off your hat.
Please, can you tell us what unit or command that you control?
Can you please say it again?
Please, can you tell the committee what unit or command that you control, your area of jurisdiction?
I am the commanding officer for Infantry Battalion, and we are responsible for military operations in Ashanti region.
Yes. Since Ejura is a town in the Ashanti region, it's definitely under your command, as long as the army is concerned.
Yes, please.
Please, can you tell the committee whatever information you had on the incidents that occurred on the 29th June, 28th, 29th of June, 2021 at Ejura?
On the 28th, which was a Monday, I had information that there was an uneasy calm and tension mounting at Ejura. I confirmed with the regional or the deputy regional police commander. Then my GOC called and asked whether I was monitoring the situation at Ejura. I responded in the positive, and later on he called that he also has information that it is getting bad.
Please, when you say he called, are you still referring to the GOC?
Yes.
Thank you.
So, as part of Operation Calm Life routine duties, he suggested that we dispatch the Calm Life patrol that is closer to go and assist the police to maintain calm and order. I spoke to the platoon commander who happens to be in charge of Operation Calm Life to proceed to Ejura police station and then forwarded Ejura police commander's number to him to be communicating with him, so that in the process, if the situation gets calm and they are not there yet, they will return. This is because Operation Calm Life is a 24-hour patrol, and they respond to intelligence, distress calls, and information based on what is happening, or incident, robbery, anything at all that they have information. Depending on the vicinity, the patrol responsible has to respond or assist to maintain law and order. So they went, teamed up with Ejura police, patrolled Ejura, managed to disperse some of the youth that were trying to mass up, and maintained the peace and calm until 0100 hours, which is Tuesday morning, 29th. They withdrew to base. The following day was 29th, and at about 08:25, the GOC called again or communicated that the situation he's hearing is bad. I confirmed with the regional police commander, the deputy regional police commander, and he said they had asked Mampong police to reinforce them. Later, they said if we don't assist, things will get out of hand, because the youth had driven the police away at the cemetery, and that there was no policeman in Ejura town. They were so hostile to the police that they needed military assistance. Then again, I called the patrol responsible for Mampontin to go and assist. When they got to the police station, they were briefed by the Ejura police commander, and then they decided to move to where the protesters were approaching from. According to the commander on the ground, they fired a couple of warning shots, and in the process, they were fired at from weapons suspected to be pump action and locally manufactured weapons. And therefore, they had to return fire to maim. Unfortunately, we lost 2 of the protesters in the process. They continued with patrols for just a short period, and then withdrew to the police station. That will be all for now, sir.
Please, for clarity, did you say that it was the deputy regional commander you were communicating with who told you that if the army doesn't help, it was getting out of hand?
He called to find out whether I was monitoring. I said yes. Then he said the situation has gotten bad and that they are gradually losing control of the place. So I discussed with the GOC, who gave us the go-ahead to use Calm Life to assist them.
And the Calm Life team was the Mampontein Calm
Yes.
Life group?
Ashanti region, no, Greater Kumasi has been sectorized into 7 with a patrol team of Calm Life patrol team responsible for these sectors. So as and when we have distress calls or we have any information, intel, we look at the location and call the patrol that is responsible for that sector to respond.
Thank you. Did you personally speak to the Ejura, any of the Ejura commanders, either district or division? I'm talking about the police.
No.
Thank you. Please, the members of the committee will ask you further. Thank you.
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel Kwesi Ware Peprah, Commanding Officer of 4th Infantry Battalion. We thank you for coming to help us with this investigation. You said you spoke to the Deputy Police Commander, and the information he gave you suggests that the situation was getting out of hand, for which there was the need for the request to the Operation Calm Life to move to the scene. Did you find out from the Deputy Police Commander whether he has ordered reinforcement? Because the district commander, we have the divisional command, we have the regional command. Did you ascertain from him, the Deputy Police Commander, whether he has ordered that reinforcement police should move to the scene? Since they have, like your commander said, tear gas and other equipment, let me put it that way, to bring such situation down. Did you ascertain from him whether he has sent reinforcement to Ejura? Because military will move in only where the police has exhausted their means of controlling the crowd.
Yes, my lord. I confirmed, and he said he had ordered Mampong police to assist Ejura.
Very well. And moving your Operation Calm Life personnel to Ejura, you said when they went there, they went straight to the district police commander for briefing.
Yes.
Did they report to you that when they went there, they found additional police officers who have been dispatched from Mampong, Ting, or Asante Mampong to Ejura?
They went there on 2 occasions, Monday and Tuesday.
I'm talking about the 29th.
The 29th?
Incident. Yes.
When I didn't ask that question specifically, but when they got there, the patrol team realized that the police had withdrawn to their station. So they decided to mobilize themselves. The police commander briefed the military patrol commander who came with his troops, and then agreed that military takes the lead to help calm the situation.
In your estimation, do you think that the police did their work well? Because we have chain of commands, reinforcement, if it is from the division, or another district, if it cannot contain, they go for a bigger reinforcement to the scene. Do you think the police appropriately handle the situation on the ground well?
So it depends on where you want to look at it from. Because when the incident happened, the Calm Life Patrol that patrols around Mampontein general area was closer. So they might have called their reinforcement even from Kumasi, but the patrol closer will get there before the one coming from Kumasi. So it depends on how you want to look at it.
Yes, per the instructions that were coming in from the scene, or the information being relayed to you from your team at Ejura, did it come to your notice that after they went there, any reinforcement team arrived later?
So I'm not aware of that.
Thank you very much. Just to quickly ask, did you ever go on the field yourself? Were you ever on the site yourself during the 28th, 29th, and 30th?
No, please.
No. So you wouldn't be able to tell the committee, for example, where the police station is in relation to where the crowd that had so overpowered them was?
No.
Do you...
I just have a fair idea of the town, but I wasn't there myself.
Is the police station far from where they had told you the crowd was?
It's not too far.
Okay, but then none of the rioting crowd had gone to the police station.
They were heading there.
They were heading there.
So the military team had to even leave 3 personnel with the police at the station. So in case a group of persons passed behind to attack them, they could defend the police station.
Okay. Lieutenant Colonel, do you feel that the police have adequate paraphernalia and apparatus to control crowds? The Ejura police, for example?
It will be difficult for me because I'm not a policeman.
Okay. But from your military training and the things that you know are required for engaging with situations such as we're describing, do you feel as if they probably had enough?
Please, the military is totally different from the police.
That's correct.
Our mode of training, the principles we work with, and the way we do our things is quite different from the police. So it will be difficult for me to assess them per my training and where I'm coming from.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Colonel, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Colonel, I'm getting a little confused about this Operation Calm Life and the military and whatnot. So, most of the things you were describing, I may understand it from a different angle, and the committee, my other colleagues may understand it differently. Operation Calm Life is a 24/7 operation going on already in the region.
Yes, please.
Then something happens and the nearest Calm Life unit is sent to the place. And you were involved in asking them to go, right?
Yes, after my GOC.
Okay. So the Operation Calm Life is also not military alone, is it?
Yes, please.
Military cum police.
Yes.
So at that point, you are commanding 4th Battalion or Calm Life?
With Operation Calm Life, it's a joint operation.
I know.
Now, what happens is that the military commander is the ground and operational commander,
Okay.
whilst the police senior most person, who is also the officer, is at the police headquarters operations room, where the joint operations room is. So, on the ground is the military, back in the operations room is the police.
Perfect.
But we, as the battalion and the regional police, control Operation Calm Life.
Beautiful. That's what I wanted to know.
Yes.
So whatever happened on the ground Is it the police commander in the operation room? And you know how crowd conflict this thing is. So is it the police commander in the operation room who is the overall boss, or you?
I am not the overall boss. There is an officer who is in charge of Operation Calm Life. And then the police do have an officer who is in charge of Operation Calm Life. The military commander goes to the field, while the police commander, even though at times goes to the field, he stays in the ops room and directs the patrols as to what is happening where, because the police numbers are out there in the public domain. So people call and then they receive and direct which Calm Life patrol should operate. In the same vein, the military too does the same. If, for example, my GOC has any information, anybody calls to give us information, intelligence, then we call the patrol that is on the field or closer to the area to move into the scene.
Colonel, it's not personal to you. The committee wants these pieces of information to arrive at good conclusions. My question has still not been answered. Because if we don't answer that question, if we don't, not you necessarily answer it, if you don't have an answer to it, you just tell me. Because we need to streamline this in inter-agency operation, and if that is not well handled, you can have a situation where the police will turn their guns against you one day, or you turn your guns against them. Because who is in control? I still need an answer.
Who is in control of Calm Life?
Not Calm Life. You've told me how the Calm Life structure is.
Yes.
In the event of Ejura, who is in control? Who was in control?
In the event of that.
In the event that we are now investigating,
yes.
Who was in control? Who succumbs to who?
The Calm Life patrol commander on the field was in control.
Was in control.
Yes.
Beautiful. What was your role then?
What was my own?
Your role?
My role. I am the battalion commander responsible for Ashanti. Now, the initial request was for soldiers.
Yes.
But we couldn't use soldiers when Calm Life was in operation.
Thank you. Don't go further. That's exactly what I wanted. Because it looks as though in our operations to restore calm in places, this dichotomous situation has not been ironed out. Supposing in your command to the Operation Calm Life unit in Ejura, the police commanding officer sitting in the office also gave a different command, because he's in the office. That is why I want in our report to streamline these things, because there's the possibility of further crisis. So like I'm giving you a weird scenario where the commanding officer in the office of the police, and you know, I think you've gone through those programs already, that interoperability of agencies is very important. Other than that, they can turn their guns against each other. That's why I wanted to have. Because it looks as though in Ejura's case, the military was giving command to Operation Calm Life, right?
No, really. They were informed of what was happening. So the ground commander then takes charge.
Okay, wonderful. I'm happy with the answer. Do you do joint training of such situations?
Yes.
The trainings that we give you at CAFC, does Operation Calm Life have similar training so that they know what to do at what time?
It didn't used to be the case, but we started.
We started.
So since my tenure as a commanding officer, we've organized 3 joint trainings for Operation Calm Life. So after training, they are launched into operation for a month. And when they are about 2 weeks into the operation, another batch is trained to relieve them after a month.
Okay. And you think this should be the procedure? That
yes.
Calm Life must always have that joint training.
Yes.
Do you involve other agencies which are indispensable? For example, the health services, or call it the ambulance. Do you involve them? Do you involve the prisons? Do you involve other agencies that will be indispensable in the situations that we have always known?
So as and when their assistance is needed, we call them.
Do you think in the operations that you had in Ejura, there was the need to have called in the ambulance, knowing that there is a possibility of
ambulance?
Ambulance.
Sir, it depends. So you see.
No, this is specific.
Sir,
I'm saying in the case of Ejura.
In the
did
case
you
of
think?
Ejura,
Yes.
so you see, the aim was not to kill.
But you did.
No, sir, the aim was not to kill. It was just unfortunate. If the aim was to kill, sir, we would have gotten not less than 100
That's
people
true.
dying.
That's true. That's true.
It's just unfortunate.
But Colonel, you knew that for every such operation, there will be people who are casualties. We're talking about people who are maimed. The crowd, the rioters themselves could have maimed themselves.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I even suspect the weapon that fired from the protesters might have hit one of them.
That's subject to investigation anyway.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes, because you see, the soldiers started firing into the air. If you are not a professional and there's another rifle firing, you wouldn't know. And that is how come some people are saying that they were not handling weapons. When an M16 rifle fires, I know.
yes.
When a G3 rifle fires, I know. But the ordinary civilian doesn't know. The media wouldn't know. So all you hear is gunshots into the air, and it started when the soldiers came. So you assume that it's only soldiers who are firing.
Colonel, I agree with you perfectly well, but it still doesn't make nonsense of my question that we needed to have prepared for all these.
We needed
That
to have
for your own sake in future.
Yes, sir.
You are commanding troops armed with live bullets to a place. That alone can spark anger. That alone will let me go to my room and take my pump action. That alone may allow me even to vent my spleen on somebody who had taken my girlfriend before. All these things happen in riots. And I'm saying there was the need to have called an ambulance, not that because you were going to kill, but because anything of such nature could happen. You don't agree with me?
Sir, I think the Ejura administration, as well as maybe the police, should have considered the ambulance issue. Because the Calm Life operations are not structured that way.
Anyway, let's leave it there.
They only react to incidents.
What was the force strength on the ground that day? Was it
So
a session or
the
platoon?
initial strength was a section.
A section.
And then
Tell my members what a section means.
a section is
I
made up of
understand.
10.
10.
Yes.
And a platoon is about.
And the platoon is a 35.
That's right. So you
But
went with
in the process, when they realized that the situation was getting bad, we called another Calm Life patrol to go and assist. But when they got there, the situation had normalized. But they joined them to patrol and keep the place calm.
You explained very well the possibility that the firing could have come from the crowd, which I also subscribe to. It could have. But members of the public who don't understand military, whatever it is, strategies, the guns they use, whatever they use, might also say that from the video they saw some of your men kneeling down, and kneeling is aiming. How do you answer that?
So, you see, there is a procedure in dispersing crowd. The first is a verbal warning. The second is to cock your weapons to signal to the crowd that you are about to fire. The third is to fire warning shots. But the signal to scare them includes the kneeling, to aim, for you to be scared and maybe disperse. As a matter of fact, the direction of the man who knelt was said that no casualty came from that side.
But he fired.
He didn't fire.
He didn't fire.
He didn't fire. He fired only warning shots. But when he went down, he didn't fire. In addition to that, kneeling is a position for firing.
Yes.
We have types of positions we fire from: sitting, kneeling, squatting, standing. One may adopt whichever one he finds comfortable with. So just taking a knee doesn't mean that you are doing something out of the ordinary.
Colonel, you and I know that you understand this. But somebody watching the video and somebody died. So what do you think their perception? That's why I'm asking you that. Yes.
Sir,
So we need to educate ourselves.
Yes, sir.
What about the use of intel?
Yes, so we have a lot of intel, and that is how come even D-1, my GOC and other people started monitoring what was going on.
I'm talking about using the NIB, the national.
Yes, we use them.
Okay.
The-
Can you give us somebody who we can also call from the intelligence community?
So I think the state institution, we deal with the state institutions on official grounds, and unofficially we have our sources.
Thank you very much. You have been helpful, Colonel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel, let me ask you this question. The officer on the ground, the Operation Calm Life, who was in control? Is it the military officer or the police officer?
The military officer.
The military officer.
Yes, sir.
He will be coming tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. We are very grateful to you for the assistance that you've given to us this morning. We will discharge you to go.
So I would want to take the opportunity to advise the media. In times like this, they need to clarify from the military, because before you can remedy some of these harm, it would have gone haywire. As at now, no media personnel has spoken to me as the battalion commander, and they are out there saying all sort of things. The facts that we have is different from what they have or what they see. So it is better if they consult for us to kind of, before they come out with the information, because at times it's very sensational, and you get people say all manner of things which is not proper. So we will plead with them. If they find some of these things, they are always welcome. They can come for us to discuss before they put out the information. That is my plea. And I want to add that, sir, our primary role in internal security operations is to help police or civil authority maintain law and order. Now, the other one is to restore law and order. The restoration comes in when police is overwhelmed. It means the police has pampered you, used the appropriate measures, and you are still not listening. So when the military comes in, a little more force must be applied. We cannot adopt the same measures that the police adopted, but we have to go a little further, because we have done that one and you are still out of control. And if the civilians or the youth had run over or had their way out, that would have been the end. So at times, please, let's try and weigh some of these things before we draw our conclusions. Thank you very much.
Colonel, before you move out, I agree with you 100%, and the committee is also worried about that. But you know, it cuts both ways. We have also not done our part when we are having these operations to involve the media. That's what the media, when a dog bites a man, and I know they are going to be annoyed, when a dog bites a man, it's no news. And it may be a dog who bit the man, but they will say a man has bitten a dog. That is news. And therefore, you know, in operations like this, we've gone through this before, you could have as well put a media man. You know, in such operations, you inform. That's why I was talking about the ambulance, and you inform other agencies. They will carry all this thing for you. We could have at least informed the GNA over here. The riot is going on. The officer commanding is saying that we are going. So he will cover it and cover it well and better. So I agree with you perfectly well. The media is a little sensational in these things, and we need to let them know that from their sensational news, there is a possibility of escalating the riot or conflict or crisis. So we thank you for it. But next time too, you know, your training.
Yes, sir.
When we are doing training, we invite them. We invite the media. So your Operation Camp Live training, you can also invite them.
Yes,
so
sir.
it cut both ways. That's my also advice to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Media friends, I believe you've heard Prof on this media Operation Come Life relationship. We will plead with the media. When you come here and we are asking questions, it is not a case of we are criticizing the media. In any case, we have the right to criticize the media because the work of the media, part of it is to criticize whoever they want to criticize. But it appears you want to have the right to criticize, but nobody should criticize the media. That is not what we are doing here. We have the right to ask questions, to unearth the truth. You understand? So when a media person comes here and we are asking questions, it is not a case of we are trying to bash the media or look, the whole commander of the Central Command is here. We've asked questions. That doesn't mean we are against the military. We all want to achieve one thing, peace in Ghana. So the media should not look at us as if we are out there to get to them. No. If you come, whatever you need, whatever outfit you are coming from, once you appear before us, we will ask questions. We will not say because you are from the media, whatever you say, we should take it. And we shouldn't ask questions. No. Because your cameraman may be aiming at a certain angle. Meanwhile, different angle, something is happening from it. So if we have to ask and be more honest and sincere to ourselves, we must ask you, yes, your cameraman was looking at this direction. Did you take notice of what was happening?